and then you put, I
mean, look, that's the result.
But it's working the magic.
Thank you.
It's working the magic. Yeah. So let's start off by talking about independence, because today Ghana marks the 66th Independence Day celebration today, and it happened at home at the Volta Regional Capital, and specifically at Daklu. Now we had a bit of the president's speech earlier, and while that was happening, he also touched on the fact that Guinea-Bissau's president Umaru Sissoco Embalo, he came through. He happens to be the chairman of the Economic Community of West African States, that's ECOWAS, and he is our special guest of honor for our Independence Day celebration this year. And so, the president had to throw that in there. And then the theme, our unity, our strength, our purpose. Now on social media, you find people posting things about Ghana. I think today people have decided to just find something to celebrate about the country. It's not going great, but they just want to stick to, it's okay to be patriotic for today, even if for some few minutes. So you find people posting things about the flag and the face. So then there's a picture of the Ghana flag, and then right beside it is a pretty person's face. It can be a man, it can be a woman, just telling you that while the flag is pretty, we also have very beautiful human beings in the country as well. So I
think everybody's you see, Ghana, what I love about coming here is the smiley faces and how people embrace you. I mean, it used to be more prominent years ago. Now, when people are sweet, you think they want something.
Yes.
Which is a horrible thing, because it shouldn't be like that, because they're generally nice people. They just need something. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
So we have to find the balance between, it's like, okay, Mommy BB will give me something, or they're just nice people though. So I want that to stick for today, dear. Let's put all our differences aside.
People are really paying that. And then there's actually, I'll read some few tweets. So at CC_Akorfa says, a thread of some of Ghana's prettiest girls on Independence Day, not the boisterous ones who fight themselves on the timeline. So you find photos of some very pretty ladies in kente cloths like what you're wearing on there. And then there's a post also about people let's just talk about this one.
Happened?
So people have concerns about the way we celebrate the independence, especially the whole march and everything. People are like, let's find another way of celebrating, even though.
But what other way is there?
That's the thing. People have not suggested other ways. Yeah, people are saying that with the money that we pump into this, we can use the money to, sort out our hospital issues, like the no bed syndrome.
Not today.
Not today.
Today, dear. I know. Today, I think, whatever is happening in the country, it has to be about us and what we were able to achieve.
People actually also think there's really not much to celebrate.
I know there is, and I see it's a bit somber than it used to be. And I get it. But let's find something within ourselves, to celebrate and know that there's going to be a change, and only we can make that change.
We're keeping our fingers crossed, and we're keeping hope alive as well. I think that's and so on 3FM 92.7's Facebook, you see, I think this is like the official photo for Independence Day today. The president's on there with his hands raised, very beautiful smile right there, plus the vice presidents. Yes,
he has a lot to smile about.
But I think there's a part of his speech that he touched on the fact that he's aware of the situation in the country, and his team they can promise us that the team is working on it. As to how much Ghanaians believe that, we don't know yet.
From what this discussions I've had with people, I don't think a lot of people believe it. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I'm just thinking like people just not getting it.
Yeah, they really aren't.
Whatever it is, you see, Ghanaians, we can be a little impatient too. So we want to see it like,
because we've been in it for 66 years. So if we really are impatient, they should get where we're coming from.
Oh no, I think they get it. But whether it's registering is another thing.
That's a thing.
And I think that's why I understand the frustration, because they feel like it's not actually registering with them, that people need to feel.
I will take you a bit to the president's speech as well. I think he touched on the fact that Ghana is the first African country in the sub-Saharan Africa to gain independence. And people are like, what? See, we know all of these, but like, what is it doing for us? Because at the end of the day, we're holding the torch. We're like, we paved the way for Africa and the rest of the world. And then what?
And we sold our gold. And
you get it?
Then, I know.
It's all coming back. But right now or today, people have chosen to, look at the bigger picture on the other side and see how best they can celebrate Ghana. So that's also a story happening on social media. Now, moving away from that is this one right here. So Bangladesh authorities are investigating the cause of a massive fire in a Rohingya refugee camp, which has left 12,000 people without shelter.
Oh, Lord.
Now, what they're reporting is that there have been no casualties, but the fire on Sunday raised 2,000 shelters after spreading quickly through gas cylinders in kitchens. Now, we have a photo of the devastation on our Facebook, 3FM 92.7. I know we're celebrating Ghana and all that, but we can also spend some time to touch on some of the issues happening around the world as well.
Yeah.
Now, the camp in the southeast is believed to be the world's largest refugee camp. Now, most of its more than 1 million residents, they have fled persecution in neighboring Myanmar. Now, the story also suggested that, or said that some people have come back to try and see what they can salvage out of this. Now, the fire caused about 21 mosques. It affected 21 mosques, learning centers, 35 mosques, 21 learning centers, and people are really devastated by this. And as you can see in the picture, it is not looking pretty. And so the Bangladesh authorities are looking into it. They're investigating to find out what really it is, whether if it was a sabotage or it was just an accident. So that's also a conversation.
Just glad there are no casualties. I think that's the most important
I think that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Because it would have been devastating to know that the biggest refugee camp ever, and for something like this to happen is actually quite terrible. Yeah, and
let's send out our prayers over there.
Prayers to them, and we're hoping that they will be able to pick up and then move on, because whether we like it or not, we do need refugee camps. We're not praying for wars, but they do happen, and so while these wars are going on, we're hoping for spaces where some of these residents can feel safe, at least in the meantime, so they can pick up from where they left off and see how they can make up their world.
They're getting lots and lots and lots of people coming in. I think the residents of the UK, they are getting very restless and they don't want it. So there's a little bit of unrest there as well. So I do understand that it has to be there, but there has to be another way.
I think that's why they left. They did the whole Brexit thing.
Yes. I mean, there's a whole history to that one. If you start that, is like another. Yeah.
I have seen a conversation sometime where people ask, okay, so the Brexit happened and like, we haven't had much since then, but maybe that's for another day. That's another conversation for another day.
Hey, that conversation there.
Yeah, it's a big one. Well, urban gospel legend Kirk Franklin is in the news. Now, according to Kirk, the black community, in order to save the next generation, they need to bring back what he calls real names. Now, he shared on his socials the good news about the fact that, he has a second grandchild, and that he asked about the grandchild's name, and they said Levi. It was like, you know what? This grandbaby should have been called Betty. So he gave a whole, he says Betty, So we have an audio. We have an audio to that. We'll play, and people are asking whether if Kirk has a point or they should just let it slide, because I think he's coming from somewhere. We just need to get where he's coming from.
Nobody's there.
Nobody's there. Let's take a listen.
My daughter just gave birth to my second grandchild. Beautiful little girl named Levi. Levi's beautiful, but I told my daughter that I think to save the next generation, we need to go back. We need to go back to real names. The baby should have been named Betty, Phyllis, Geraldine, Ruby. See, we moved too far. You know what I'm saying? We need some more Charlene's. We got to take it back if we're going to change the world. Bring back Johnny May, Jeanette, Deborah. God bless you.
Yeah, so these are some of the names he suggested, and I think I don't know whether because they just came out of Black History Month, he feels that they have left a part of them behind, and he's suggesting names that he thinks they should bring them back. Ruby, Geraldine, Deborah.
I'm trying to understand what the relevance. Where did those come? I mean, black people wrote those names down in a book somewhere. And said we should name our children. I mean, I don't get it.
I think he believes that back in the day, there are some skits you watch from Hollywood or from the West, and then the moment a black person mentions, my name is Lakeisha, like they have these strong names that the moment they mention it, go like, oh yeah, this is where you're coming from in this community, da. And now he believes that they're moving away from those type of names, because now he's defending it or using the example of his grandchild, that now the child is called Levi. He doesn't think that when you say I'm Levi, you would associate me, like where I'm coming from.
You see, if he was saying something like Kunta Kinte and that's a Mandingo, I would be like more sympathetic.
Nazar Kunta Kinte, don't you think? I think it was an exaggeration from their part. Yeah,
I don't care. I loved it. It's like, yeah, I just love those names. Now, if you're saying Bridget and Ruby, really?
Because he's not hearing a lot of them, so he thinks that their generation is losing it.
You see, maybe that space, we probably need a night in a room somewhere with some smoke happening, and then maybe we'll get it. Because right now, I don't hear the names.
No one gets it. People are actually also sharing.
It's nice names, but
people are sharing their thoughts on there, and then they're like, well, they don't want to go back to those names. Like when the moment this story broke, people were like, nah, we're not doing that. So
the world has evolved. I think the names have changed.
I think that's where they're coming from. And people also are looking at the fact that there's this huge story about names have effects. Like if you're being named after someone, the person's legacy, like all of that. So I don't know. Some people believe that he might be, veering towards that line.
But
but
maybe he should have been clearer.
Maybe I think it should have been clearer from that aspect. But people are still saying that, Charlie, he probably is on to something.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he is probably on something. But
yeah, you should call your babies Ruby.
We'll find out. But another thing that is happening on social media that's making people laugh or react shockingly is the game that happened between Kotoko and Heart of Oak last night or yesterday. And there was this Kotoko fan who was so devastated that he was crying, and he came male. Let's take a listen.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
I'm probably showing them.
So you need to see this for yourself. You've listened to the audio, but you need to check it out. 3FM 92.7's Facebook. Then you can appreciate what is really happening.
Now, I know exactly what's really happening.
What is happening,
the
Stephanie?
guy's in a wig and he's wearing a skirt.
He's in a wig, and listen,
so, it's okay to cry.
Actually affected him.
Yeah, of course it would. I mean, if you're wearing a skirt, heavens, can you maybe something bitter?
Yeah, but the video we don't know if he's in a skirt. Come on, Stephanie.
He
looks like someone who'll be in a skirt.
He's in a skirt in his heart.
In his heart. But yeah, people are reacting to that. And then the interesting part is, while he is crying, the people who won, that is the Hearts team, is just behind him with a flag, just jubilating. They're like, oh, Bema and Super. But then they raise the flag back up. Yeah. Like, this is the team to be supporting. So yeah, people are reacting to that.
Oh, it's nice they're supporting a guy in a wig and a skirt. That's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, well done.
No, but listen.
The love is good. I can see the way he's dubbing his eyes as well. Oh, that's a cute guy.
Oh, he's shaking his head.
He's thinking about how he's going to go home with no bed or something.
Some actually believe that he probably has, okay, so. Guys, faculty is
baby little boy, don't cry.
But yeah, that's also happening on there. And finally, before I go, so it was announced that Sarkodie and the composers were taking over London to celebrate Ghana's independence in March 2023. Now, the composers and Sarkodie and Friends Ghana the Independence Special Day was held over the weekend. So it's a 2-day concert. They did day one yesterday, and we had one amazing lady. I think she calls herself Tracy with an E on Twitter. Now, she shared back to back how the experience was for her, and then when you're watching her thread, you feel like you were at the auditorium. Just she puts the snippets there. He comes in like this backstage, like, so yeah, we have a video of that on rolling on our Facebook right now, and she was just giving bits and pieces and up to speed updates on everything that was going on there. People really loved it for that. And Sarkodie's day 2 is happening later today as well. People are looking forward to that. So he's doing that with the composers and some friends. So people came through. I think he had a performance with Kim Promise. Kim Promise also passed through as well. And then all the people that he's had collaborations with on certain songs also came through to, be part of the whole concert. And it was beautiful.
I think it's cool that he's there, helping the Ghanaians over there who are not here present, and bringing them back home. That's cool. That's really good.
Yeah.
No, well done to him. Kudos.
Yeah. And you can tell he was having fun on stage.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most I've seen Sarkodie dance.
The thing, listen,
it's like,
he doesn't know how to dance, so he just gives one more move,
I can tell.
and then
it looks like he's just airing something between his legs. That's
all.
all.
No,
he's not really dancing.
No, but I think he's tried over the period with the moves. Like, he gives you a little one or two big shoulder thingy.
They all do the same thing. Like the hand goes out, and it's all the same moves. I mean, it's not.
No, but for Sarkodie, it becomes a big deal because he hardly moves. He hardly moves. So if he can give you a leg in the air, that's enough.
For whom?
For whoever's watching.
You, my team.
But anyway, well, Stephanie, that's it for Trends and Entertainment.
Oh, thank you so much, my
Thanks
sweet.
for having me.
Akorfa, you've been amazing.
Thank you so much.
I enjoyed
you are amazing.
Thank you. This is an amazing day.